Silk scarves always give a polished and sophisticated feel to any outfit. So many of you have written kind things about my previous scarves video and asked me for more inspiration on how to wear one of the famous French silk scarves. So here we go, that's what this video is all about. I'm Aleksandra Olenska. From your home and your wardrobe to your mind and social life, I help you with your stylish next chapter to step into your best life, because I know you're ready to rock life again. I've got a variety of different silk scarves to play with today and hopefully inspire you as to how to wear scarves in fresh ways. First of all, we're starting with this little number. It's quite an unusual scarf. It's got rivets punched into it, and this actually came attached to a cardigan, which I think is a great design. The cardigan had press studs in the back that you could then attach the scarf to so that it didn't fly off in any way. However, I love the scarf by itself as well. I love the idea of punching rivets into a silk scarf. That idea of the contrast of something a bit heavier with the femininity of a silk scarf, I think is quite modern. So this is like one of those mini little triangle scarves, perfect for that French style, classic little knot. You know, I'm here with my stripy top on. You know, in France, people don't really wear stripy tops all the time like they do in the movies. But I think it's just cute to wear this kind of small scarf, just knotted to a side, nothing too formal, just in a very casual way with a t-shirt, really, really easy. And an easy way to introduce a pop of colour and a touch of personality to your outfits. You can also just open it up a little bit and wear it down at the front. Kind of like a little cool Girl Scout look. I think quite fun. I love this long piece of ivory silk. And you've seen me put knots in it before. I love to put knots in scarves because it just gives them a bit more weight. So you can still have that breezy, easy feel, you know, of the English patient of walking along the sand dunes and having your scarf fluttering behind you, or maybe skipping by the Louvre. But the knots just give it a little bit of weightiness and support. But today I wanted to share a different style with you, which is the idea of mixing pearls together with a scarf. So here I've got these lovely jumbo Baroque pearls that have been quite fashionable recently, quite chunky. You can also just use your traditional pearls with this. And if you just wind the silk scarf around the pearls, you can see it gives quite a fun feel. And then you can just fasten it at the back. And of course, this is a double whammy because you've also got the luminescence of the pearls shining onto your face, which, as we all know, is a flattering trick that women have been using for generations. And I've just popped my leather trench on to show you. I love this idea of mixing leather with a silk scarf, because the idea of denim jacket with a silk scarf, or wearing your jeans, or, you know, some leather, it just keeps it a little bit more modern, because much as we love elegance and sophistication, it's also about looking elegant and relevant, especially at midlife and beyond. I love the contrast of the black and white as well, you know, something a bit tougher and something a bit more feminine together, always playing with those contrasts, just like the previous scarf with the rivets in that gave it a little bit of an edge in a really gentle way. Et voila, I've just literally twisted this rather large carré, a traditional silk square scarf. You know, I folded it in half diagonally and then I just twisted it up like a Boy Scout would, and just did the same thing, just threaded the pearls, twisted it in with the pearls together, really easy. I love to have a dash of colour into my outfits, especially in the winter where we tend to wear a lot of darker colours. You know, just pop this on and you can put your big winter coat on top. And I just love the way it just adds a bit of fun and glamour to an everyday outfit. Okay, I'm ready to head out into autumnal Paris. Au revoir! Next up, we've got a silk scarf that's a little bit different. It's from a French brand called Les Inconnus, which is designed by a lovely girl in Paris called Gabriella, who used to work for Saint Laurent, and she's really got that wonderful rock and roll edge and an incredible colour palette. So this one's a bit more of a special piece, but she also does the classic carré, the squares and triangle scarves with lovely cloud prints and peachy psychedelic colours with these amazing diamante tassels. And I love to wear them just with an everyday outfit because it just gives a little bit of zhuzh, doesn't it, to an everyday outfit. So here we've got the power of the horizontal line. Remember, you don't want to put a horizontal line anywhere where you feel self-conscious about. So if you've got a thicker neck or a shorter neck, then you don't want to sort of chop it in half. Red Red chokers, of course, became very fashionable during the French Revolution because they became a symbol of like off with their heads, and it was considered a little bit radical for the bourgeoisie to have red chokers, or chokers in general, actually, because of that symbolism. So you can see it's really got her rock and roll heritage here. That little touch of glamour. I love to pull on a tuxedo jacket. It's a really easy way to just uplift an outfit instead of wearing a blazer. Takes you from day to night. Just makes everything look a little bit more finished and polished, and here really playing with that Saint Laurent feeling. So this one is just like a classic 90 centimetre carré, and I've just folded it quite flat to make a sort of mock turtleneck. It's a bit of a twist on the classic way of, you know, double knotting your scarf, but instead of going like this and, you know, just tying it in that classical manner, I'm actually just going to create a sort of feature knot. Again, I wouldn't do this if your neck's on the thicker side. I'm quite blessed with, you know, quite a slim neck at this point in my life. So I quite like that contrast between the flatness of this almost mock turtleneck here and then a big juicy bow, like almost like a cravat. You can also put the knot to the side and just, you know, wear it in that fluttering way, or even tuck it up into the inside of the little end bits so that it's almost more of a rose at your neckline. So this is really good with a winter jumper or something like that, where you just need that extra little layer of warmth, and then you can even just wear another scarf, like a winter scarf, on top of it for an extra coziness when you go out of the house. Hi everyone, I've got some really exciting news. I'm going to be launching an online group course, Effortlessly Parisienne, Embrace the Art of French Living and French Style Mastery. This is a totally new way to work together and master the art of effortless French style for your home, wardrobe and lifestyle, so that you feel refreshed, renewed, full of vim and vigour and joie de vivre. There will be discussions, demonstrations and one-on-one advice in a small group of like-minded women. The course launches very soon, so drop me an Instagram message saying oui if you're interested, and in the meantime check out my Effortlessly Parisienne free guide below. See you soon! So another really fun way of wearing a silk scarf is as a belt for a really simple outfit. You could do this with jeans. I've just been wearing my leather pants here as a base with my with a black t-shirt. I love this t-shirt because it's got a lot of stretch in it. It was when La Perla was going through one of their many changes before it got bought out by the Chinese investors that now own it. You might have noticed the styling and quality, we can say, has changed somewhat. But before, they did these great t-shirts which just washed so well. They were designed specifically for travel with a high stretch percentage so that you didn't really have to iron them, and they just kind of stretched on. I'm wearing a bit of a lacy bra, and you can see that underneath. And in France, really, they have no problem with, you know, that hint of lingerie coming through, be that underneath some knitwear, you know, your strap showing, a little bit of lace showing with a low-necked jumper, or like this, just a hint of sensuality through lingerie popping through. Anyway, there we go. I mean, there's nothing to it really, but just tying your belt. Here I've put some knots in it to add a little bit of extra interest. You can use any sort of scarf for this. I'll show you in a second with one of the giant carrés. Again, you just fold it into a triangle, loop it up together and thread it through. But I just think it's quite an easy and fun way to add a spot of colour to your outfits, especially for those of you that love black and are trying to find new ways to incorporate colour just ever so subtly into your outfit. Voila, here we go. So you can see I've just used a classic carré. Oh, I love the little pearl, just adds a touch of fun. But you see it just uplifts the outfit. Whether you're wearing jeans and a blue t-shirt, a grey marl t-shirt, anything like this. You know, silk scarves are brilliant. So I've just paired it with my little classic Chanel jacket that I've had for about 20 years. I absolutely adore it. I've definitely got my wear out of it. It was vintage when I bought it and it still lasted really well. So all black outfit, really simple, sophisticated, easy to wear, whatever I'm doing in Paris, getting my groceries with my panier, my big basket, you know, going to the market, getting my produce, or going for a drink at the cafe. I would wear this absolutely anywhere. And I do just think the little silk scarf with this twisted effect just adds an element of personality and va-va-voom. There's nothing as luxurious as a giant silk carré. It just feels so good against the skin. My tip with wearing these is that they can feel a little bit on the traditional classical side. So I like to wear them with something a lot more casual underneath so that it doesn't feel too old-fashioned. I don't mind wearing it like this, just wrapped around my body loosely. Frankly, it just feels great and adds a bit of colour and elegance. And even to juxtapose this by putting it with something casual like a Barber jacket, for example, I think really it's best to enjoy the quality and integrity of the material of all of this silk without worrying too much about the fancy ways of tying it. If you've got a bit of a double chin situation, then don't wear them too close to the face, because you can see that this is just going to add extra chins, if you like. If that's the case, you know, just play with the silk, wrap it round loosely, wear it dangling down, and don't overthink it too much. So if you do have some of those issues, don't forget about the verticals that are going to be the most flattering. Having vertical lines, whether that's with one of the carrés where you wear it hanging down, or with a slimmer scarf that's probably going to be a lot more flattering. Also, when you're tying it, you know, think about tying it a bit lower down to make a deep V essentially, and don't wear it too tightly around the neck. When your skin starts to go a bit crepey and you start to wear things tighter, the skin can kind of get caught in there. If you are going to tie the scarf, just tie it quite loosely around and just let the fabric naturally fall. Yeah, so don't pull it too tight, because you can see even on my neck here, you can see that the skin can start to get caught, and it might feel a little counterintuitive to actually just reveal your neck if you're not that happy with it. But if you do it too tight, it is going to draw attention to what's going on there. So you can see I've just tied it a lot more loosely, and that's going to be a lot more flattering, especially with these verticals coming down as we get older. So another trick, if you've got a bit of a neck that you think is not that yummy right now, is to draw attention away from your neck with a piece of statement jewellery. That way you can still wear a scarf, and actually I think it goes together quite harmoniously. And you can see I've just taken that really giant carré here, that giant scarf. I've loosely folded it up so that it creates this beautiful vertical line down the front. And again, it's just an easy way of wearing it. And that way you can just even throw it around the neck loosely. It covers the neck, but it's not really drawing attention to it. The focus can still go on the jewellery and gives quite a harmonious, easy feel. You can even then tie this up into like a loose bow if you wanted. But again, being careful if you have got quite a lot of volume or loose skin here. Maybe don't do too big of a bow here, because it might just enhance that. If you do want to enhance your wobbly neck, then that can be a great thing to do. So that's one of the great things about having a scarf that's in like a medium to heavyweight silk satin, like this one, or like the Hermes scarves, is that just basically anything you do with it is going to look great because of the integrity of the material. There are loads of these silk scarves around, and often you can pick them up in second-hand shops. I've written about some of my favourite scarf designers in my new Paris guide that you can download on the link below. Many of the brands will also ship worldwide. See you soon.